Yeah.
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
Okay. Orange Overdrive, orangutan.
Hey everybody, this is Working Class Music, and I'm Xander. Today we're going to do another one of my amp videos from my collection of weird cool amps. It's an old Orange Overdrive 80. So we all know, most of us know, Orange was founded as a used music store back in 1968. Basically, they would buy, sell, and trade instruments for the local rock bands in London in the 60s. So they got to talk to a lot of big names in the world of electric guitar in its primacy. These amps were built by a company called Radiocraft, which also manufactured a brand of amp called Mad Amps. So the original Orange amps were called Orange Mad Amps. I bring that up because after they split in the 70s, they got back together in the 90s after Gibson contracted Mad Amp to build a bunch of reissues. And that's what we have here for you today. It's a manufactured in the 90s at the original Mad Amp plant, built to emulate an Orange from the 70s. So not quite from the 70s, but a lot of the parts are. They're just parts that they had laying around from the old days. And it sounds really good. I've used it on a lot of recordings and a lot of live shows. And today we're going to show that they don't just do psychedelic blues rock and stoner heavy metal like I play. We're going to have the whole crew run through their styles through this unique amp and hear how it sounds. So on to the sounds. So at first glance, an old Orange like this is going to look a lot like an old school Marshall. You've got your low and high input gains, EQ section, you've got gain and master volume control. Of course, you use gain and master volume to set how clean or how dirty it is. Low and high can help you dial that in as well. High is going to make it crunchier, low is going to make it cleaner. Unlike a Marshall, the bass and treble knobs are interactive. If you boost them both up all the way, it will also cut the mids out and give you more of a scooped sound. If you turn them both down, you'll get more of a mid-boosted sound. And it's very interactive in a way that sounds counterintuitive when you have it explained to you, but it hits your ears a lot better. The real crazy thing is this FAC knob. Nobody knows what that stands for, but what it does is it adds more low end to your sound the more you click it over to the left. It's a 6-position knob. So when you're playing on the first position, it's a bit thinner. And then as you go, it adds more low end. I'll just give you a quick example of each position real quick, and then the three of us are going to mess around in that with the EQ and find sounds we like and show you what we think. So here's position 1, the brightest setting. Here's 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6, the bass mode. So if you know what you're doing, you can make this amp sound like almost anything. Yeah, let me see what you can do with it, man, and we'll go from there.
Alright. Also, you can win this guitar, because, you know, just subscribe. That's all you have to do to win this guitar. I love that the symbol for presents is just a fist.
Just punchiness.
Yeah. How much of this do you want inside you? Like a lot of fist in me. Oh man. If I sound weird, it's because my voice is a little hoarse. Because somebody convinced me to play a show again.
Same thing, but on like this setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
What setting is that?
Just brighter.
Oh, fuck. Now you got me in my head about it.
Be a good riff to show how different they sound.
It sounds so much worse on that one.
Well, it's just different.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's okay. So if I go, ooh, I like it. That's. That's all I can remember of that song. That's
the important part.
Yeah, it's the only part people. Oh shit! Ooh, oh, and then then you can fuck up the rest. This orange amp here, honestly, it's always a good day to play through an orange amp. This Orange Overdrive does exactly what it says on the tin. It does overdrive. You think you know where you're gonna go, and it drives you right over it, It'd be terrible with Google Maps, but it's great with the guitar. I like it. Speaking of great guitars, if you want this guitar, subscribe to Working Class Music and you have a chance to win it. Honestly, the squiggly line is probably the best representation of what this thing does. It's a bigger line to the left and a smaller line to the right, but it's so ambiguous of a symbol that this could mean anything. This knob could be doing anything. And you could tell me what it does and I would believe you. Because it changes the sound, sure, but in what way I do not know. I liked the sounds that I got out of it, so that's what matters to me, and I hope that matters to you too. buy these still? No? You can't buy these anymore? Well, if you find one at a pawn shop, rob them. No, I'm kidding. If you find one at a pawn shop, definitely mortgage your house on it because it's worth it. And let us know in the comments what other amps and these and all this that you want to see. Anyway, I'm out of here. Jason, you're up, buddy. Xander's amp knowledge. My amp knowledge.
Right.
So who are you?
Hey, baby. It's Jason here. Not as depressed, but speaking of pressed, I'm going to press these pedals into these amps because that's usually what I do. I'm the pedal guy and the jazz master guy, and I exist.
You're also the hat guy.
Yeah, I'm also the hat guy. Well, it depends. Last one I didn't have a hat on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. All right, cool. Let me make some noise.
Tell me what you think about this motherfucking amp.
All right, so my thoughts. I don't know if I'm really an orange connoisseur, per se.
You need to leave!
So this perspective is going to be interesting, and I hope useful for someone coming from a similar place. I think the amp itself sounds great. Personally, I think it's one of the best sounding orange amps that I've heard. I don't know why they haven't reissued it. It just sounds amazing, especially through this cab. It just sounds big, lush, full of life. Everything I threw at it, it took it well. Now, depending on your guitar and your setup, you know, EQ is going to vary for, you know, personal preference and whatnot. But for me, my first time playing this, it was nice. It's a big rock and roll amp, and that's all you can ask for it. I don't think I have any cons. It just sounds great. As always, I love the orange design. I still don't know what FAC is, but, you know, whatever. And I'm sure it does something, maybe. Or maybe it's just there for visual appeal. Who knows? I would say this is probably my third favorite Orange amp, maybe fourth. If I were to do a tier system, the classic anniversary edition, which I had back in the day, the OR50, nice sounding amp. Then there is the Tremlord, which for those of you in the know, that's more of a California sound, if you will.
What are you doing here?
Stuart.
And then after that, I would place this. But yes, that's all I have to say. Those are the words that I've put together in a sentence that gives you an opinion that I hope is valid or insightful. If not, just let me know down below in the comments how much I suck, and that's fine. That's engagement. So yeah, just let me know.
All right, so that's the Orange Overdrive 80, built by Mad Amp when Gibson owned the brand. It's a Gibson Mad Amp Orange Overdrive. It's an awesome little amp, and yeah, so if you enjoyed that, let us know. If you'd like to see some more of the collection later, we've got a few more on the in the oven for you, but I'm open to suggestions. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Please share the video with your friends. If you've got other guitar nerds out there, bring them over. We've got merch, we've got Patreon if you want to get early access to the show or see some exclusive content. And stay tuned for more. We've always got something planned. So this has been Working Class Music. I'm Xander, and thanks a lot. Love you.
Would have been interesting to see how well it dad rocks though, but you know, don't do that here anymore. So yeah, so